Hey, everybody. It is Sherry Tutkus, the Green Nurse, and welcome to the Green Nurse Podcast, where we bring hope and inspiration for growth and healing. Today's show, it's a very special show, is dedicated to all of the healers and the light workers that are out there. And you all know who you are. And if you don't, you soon will. Important message. So I've always had a very, very rich spiritual life, exploring various spiritual practices and those non-traditional healing modalities because it just made sense to me. It bridged the gap from what I was missing from the traditional system, not only for me personally, but for many of the other patients that I've worked with. So I'm really happy to introduce Nancy Conroy, who was one of my first spiritual healers during a time in my life when spirit was knocking really loudly on my door. And I needed a guide to help me navigate these new, unfamiliar experiences. So Nancy Conroy is a registered nurse and holds a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Boston College. She's been working in the field of nursing for more than 36 years, specializing in integrative therapies, school nursing, and eating disorders. Nancy is a certified Reiki Master Teacher, Theta Healer, Gypsy Tarot Reader, intuitive, and photographer. She has been practicing Reiki for 20 years and incorporates Reiki in both her personal and professional life. Nancy is the founder of IAM Wellbeing LLC since 2011, which now resides in one of my favorite places, Sedona, Arizona. IAM Wellbeing focuses on holistic wellness and addresses the biopsychosocial spiritual aspects of healing. Through her various platforms, Nancy offers guided meditation for stress reduction, relaxation, healing, and spiritual ascension. Her energy work, her card reading, her channeling, and her intuitive readings assist her clients on their journey of spiritual awakening and aligning with their divine self. Her photography is amazing. You guys are going to have to watch it. I'm going to be tagging and sharing. Just really amazing. Soulful Visions of Sedona captures the divine in nature right here on Earth. So Nancy, I am truly grateful to have you here to share your experiences of what led you to your passion and all of the healing that you're providing to individuals and also the collective. So welcome, welcome. Happy 12/12.
Thank you so much for having me, Sherry, and congratulations on your award. That's just amazing. What led me? Well, we all go, I think, through some type of spiritual awakening, and I was doing nursing, always. There's a part of me, this healing kind of part of me, and it was 30 years ago, I lost a baby at birth, and it was doctor's errors, and I had to learn forgiveness. And from there, it opened me up. When I was a kid, I called myself superstitious. I used to see faces coming down from the ceiling, like north, south, east, and west. I didn't know what to do with it. And it wasn't until this awakening that I saw angels. I started to really open up and didn't know what exactly was going on, but found my way to Reiki, and then it just opened from there.
Okay, so I'm going to interject because listen to this. This is really kind of cool. Just think about this. So your awakening happened when you lost a child. Mm-hmm. My big, giant, grand awakening happened when my son was born. And I started to see, right? So my son was born with a rare genetic disorder. He had a lot of craniofacial anomalies. There was a lot of things wrong with him. But the beginning is, I heard him say, it's going to be okay. And that started my whole the doors flooding open with the repeating numbers, right? And then the mystical things that were happening in my home. And I truly remember I reached out to you. I met you. And this is the part that's so interesting about our story and how it comes full circle. I started to show an interest in crystals and all of that stuff. I was a seeker of wisdom, all of these numbers, repeating numbers, 1111, 333, 444, started delving into numerology, spirits, all of that stuff, loved it. And into crystals, I felt an affinity to crystals. And so I remember I met you at a event. I had my little crystals out, and what were you doing? You were doing, was it the beginning?
My first side business beside working in the hospital and then school nursing was crystal intention. So I had crystals. So I've always, if you look at my house, is filled with crystals.
I forgot about that.
I had little packets and had little sayings, for crystals, and you were right next to me. So we started talking.
That's right. So you had the crystal, and I had jewelry. I was taking crystals and making jewelry out of it. Okay. So that was,
yeah.
So then
we hit off. I mean, we were like, oh my gosh, that was it for us.
The part that's so fascinating too, just think about, I look at it as the divine orchestration of the universe, is that you went to Boston College. I went to Boston College. We both went to Boston College. We were in School of Nursing, and we didn't know one another. And here our paths crossed at an event where we were both, enmeshed in the energy of crystals and how the potential of healing, right?
That is so true. And it's amazing. And that's a part of this is synchronistic events. I mean, that's how it flows. And from there, I think I got into more with the Reiki, and then I was certified as an angel reader. And
you did all that with me. So I gotta tell, seriously, I remember being in your house. You taught me how to meditate. I remember you saying to me, Sherry, you need to ground yourself. My energy is so big, right? And so you truly taught me. I'm like, what does it mean to be grounded? And you took me through these amazing meditations. You attuned me to Reiki. You taught me about crystals. You taught me about dowsing with the rods and dowsing with the pendulum.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do. Now I remember. Oh my God.
And do you remember that picture? I still have a copy of it. That picture that you have.
I have a picture. I have it in my bedroom.
It's alive. The picture that she has is alive. I have a copy of it. Do you remember I took a picture of the picture so I could have it?
I remember. I do. Yes.
The part that's so interesting is how spirit starts to infiltrate into our lives, and it's our job to pay attention and to open up that door. Right?
Absolutely. It was dreaming. I've been dreaming and writing down my dreams for, oh my gosh, since I was a teenager. And I have hundreds of journals that I just can't part with, because there are some really amazing dreams that have led me on my path, especially to where I am today. And that, opens things up.
Right.
And, then, from crystal intention, I started a business with someone else, and then got out of that and started my own IAM Wellbeing. And in meditation, one of my biggest things is the violet flame, and the flame of transmutation. It's this amazing energy that you've probably seen in some of the pictures that the photographs I've taken. But back in 2006, I was meditating, and I needed to be working with the violet transmuting energy, and I didn't know what that was. And then I came across the violet flame, and so we started a group in my center, and we're called the Violet Flamers, and they're my yayas, and we're still doing meditations together and everything. But I used that. I worked in the hospital doing Reiki, along with my school nursing position and my wellness center. And I used to bring that energy through and fill all the cells with it. It transmutes energy. It's amazing. It shifts and it raises your vibration.
So one of the books that you turned me on to The Alchemy of Saint Germain.
Yes.
And do you remember that book?
Yes.
And you turned me on to that book. And,
amazing. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, really cool book.
And then when we took that trip to Sedona, that was amazing. We had that AMA experience.
Oh my God. So we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that really quickly. So Nancy took me on a lot of journeys. So truly, when the spirit knocked on my door, I opened it and I said yes. And I wanted to embrace all the information and everything. And it took me on a journey to different places and to have different experiences and to learn different healing modalities. And, truly was interesting is that at that time, I'm like, I don't know why I'm learning this, but it's just something that interests me. And I truly see that all of these different healing modalities that I've learned and these different experiences that I have are now coming into my life back again full force.
Yeah.
So we can help people through this transformational time that we're all going through.
Right.
So AMA, tell everyone about AMA. That was beautiful.
Well, when we were out here, we had just meditated, I think at Cathedral, because I've had miracles happening at Cathedral. And this time we were meditating and we kept getting Divine Mother. We kept getting, the turtle, I don't know, all these
motherly symbols,
signs of the Divine Mother. And from there we went to Crystal Magic. Remember, we went to the crystal shop and we saw a poster and it was AMA was there. And we're like, oh my gosh. And she was there the next day, but we had an appointment to get our soul portraits done. I think going for our meditation or whatever. So there were 2 times that we could have gone to AMA. It was at the Creative Life Center. And so we said, well, we have to do it at 9 o'clock because 11 o'clock we're busy. So we go to the Creative Center. And when you're in Sedona, people, if you've never been, I've been here now. My energy has adjusted to Sedona, but Sedona can definitely spit you out. The energy is intense. And if you have if you have anxiety, it's just going to amplify 100-fold. So anyway, we went and they gave us a number. We were like in the hundreds, I think. And we were just getting to the door.
I remember this.
And the woman comes and says, I'm sorry, you can't go in, to both of us. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Every time we got that morning was about mother. And here AMA is in town and we can't see her. And they said, no, you can come back at 11. And we're like, we can't. So I was upset. I was like getting tearful. And you said, I'm going to go to the bookstore. I remember you going, I'm going to go to the bookstore. So I went outside and I was sort of just meditating. And then I started to get a little angry. And I remember saying, even out loud, no one was around, but I was like, AMA, if you're in there, you need to come out and get us. Or if you're not here yet, you need to, because I just couldn't believe it. And then you come running out. Do you remember this?
No, I don't, but this is funny.
Oh my God. You come running out and go, oh my gosh, the woman, she just said, come with me, you and your friend. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but AMA's not here yet. So you came out to get me and you said,
now I remember.
They're going to take us. AMA's not here. We can walk down. And remember the umbrella of flowers it was all fresh flowers. They were gorgeous, like orange colors. They were gorgeous. And they said, do you want to, and they were all in their saris. Do you remember?
I remember that. Yes. Now I remember.
And they said, do you want to walk down with us and greet AMA? And we were like, yeah. So we're walking down. They put the umbrella out, and it wasn't raining. It was just in honor of her. She gets out of the car. She turns and blesses us. And the woman said, you want to walk back up? And we both go, nope, that was it. That's all we needed. But yeah, I remember that so clearly.
But the other thing too is we went and saw her in Massachusetts in person.
Yes, we saw her again in Massachusetts. Yes.
Yep, I remember that. And we actually got that big giant hug from her. I remember that. We were in this big gym and everyone was praying and meditating. And
Yes. Yeah.
That was really, really powerful. Really
Yeah.
powerful stuff. Wow.
I've had
And
a
then,
lot of, oh, sorry.
no, that's okay. What were you going to say?
I've had a lot of experience with Divine Mother in dreams, or I had a wild experience that, not many people, it's the part of why I moved to Sedona. And I remember my daughter saying to me, you don't have to move to Sedona to be your true self. And I said, yeah, but some of the experiences, as I've had, I fit in more here, and one of them I'll tell you, I was opening the center, and I went to, we have a little gathering, and I went to TJ Maxx in their gift shop to get a tablecloth. And I'm in there, looking at a tablecloth, and I went, and it was a smaller, it wasn't Home Goods, which I love, but it was a smaller, and she's right here, I'm looking at her, a gift shop. And this, I'm gonna grab this. So
Sure.
This candle holder, if you can see it.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's Durga. I didn't know who she was, but she, all of a sudden, I'm getting drawn over there, and she's communicating with me. And I'm like, what is going on? And I basically got intuitively, take me home. And I was like, no, I'm here for this. And then, eventually I took her back. And I was meditating with a friend when I brought it back. And they, in meditation, saw a white light go down into my crown. They were like, it was almost like smoke, but it was white light go down. The next morning, I was home. This was when I was living in Sharon, and I was home, and it was not a dream. It was early in the morning. It was about 4. You know how that's one of the parts of spiritual awakening, is that 2 to 4:30 time when you wake up, or you're in this intense dream. And I was wide awake, and no lie, an arm was coming down from the ceiling with this hand position. And I felt divine love. I felt peace. And it was communicating with me, saying, pay attention to this hand position. I didn't know.
Show me the hand. So this hand position?
This is the hand position. Okay, now I've seen this. You see Jesus with this one. I've seen this one, but I never had seen this one. And so I felt, and it came down and really almost like held my hand. It's so weird. And so I'm like, oh my God. And the funniest part is that I consider myself broad, and, and the arm was definitely, I felt like it was someone from India, or, and I was sort of laughing because it was sort of chubby, like, my arm is kind of like that. And I was like, oh my gosh. So the second I felt this love, it was saying, pay attention to this. I remember it distinctly. And then I opened my eyes, it was gone. And you remember my house. I didn't have shades, because we were against
in the woods.
We were in the woods. So I didn't have curtains or anything. I had these long windows, and I look out, and there's this huge blue face in the trees. And I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe it. So I was asking my healer friends, I said, what, do you know this hand position? Do you know, mudra, it's a mudra. And no. 2 years later, one of my healer friends started using this, right? She's in meditation. And I said, what are you doing? And she was like, what? I said, that hand position. That's the one I got 2 years ago. And she goes, I was away at a workshop, and Vawamis came through with this position. But I will tell you, I was talking to a client she was there for medical reasons, and she was very in tuned. She told me it meant divine mother.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know that. So she's with me, and she's pretty fierce. Let's say that. Yeah.
That's absolutely. The goddesses are fierce. So anyway, so Nancy, what led you to your mission? So here it is. This is like, I didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to be a cannabis nurse. But your mission is to help others to align with their divine self, raise their consciousness in the consciousness of humanity.
Yes.
So
in my work with Reiki, one of the biggest things is I believe in, like Namaste, I honor the divine within you. It's within me and it's within you. And that's just is really comes to center here. We're all divine.
We're all divine.
Spirit is the universe is giving us messages everywhere. And when we open our minds to know that we are much bigger than our small ego self. And then, once you open that awareness, as things start to happen, and synchronicities and people that you meet, and books that you read, or people are telling you different things, and your intuition opens up. I get jolts. I'm not having as many now because I think I'm integrating it, but I would get jolts and I'd be moving all the time because the energy is strong. People would think I was having a seizure, but I'm not. And but what it did was led me to help others. And like on the eating disorder unit where I worked, I loved doing relaxation groups. And I loved helping to work with, especially women at the time, on self-esteem, because we all had, as I was younger, and even in my teenage years, I was, we're anxious, and I was a perfectionist, and I had to do things, a certain way, and I was putting that pressure on myself. So when I help myself, and when we help others, through recognizing their gifts, they're unique, we're all unique gifts, it helps to raise your self-worth and your self-esteem. And then the whole divine peace comes in just knowing that we're these amazing multidimensional beings of light. I mean, that's really who we are.
That's it. It's so true. We've got these big giant meat suits on. So I look at those. This is my meat suit, right? And one of the things I learned, I literally did a 6-hour shamanic journey, and one of the things I learned on that shamanic journey is this: this is the only meat suit I have. I'm only getting one, not getting another one. So guess what? It's my job to take care of it.
Right.
Truly.
And it ties in the whole ascension. So, you've heard of ascended masters. They've ascended, but they ascended in the past out of their bodies. We are ascending in our bodies. So we need to anchor the light within our bodies down into Mother Earth. So that's really important. And yes, we want to end the cycle of, it depends on what people believe, but I've seen many of my past lives, and we want to end that cycle. And so we have to do our inner work in order to do that, to address traumas and
dramas. That's what I call it. Address trauma and drama.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
No, it's so true. We have to bring the light to it in order to, yeah.
So I look at it as, shadow work, looking at parts of ourselves that we don't want anyone to see, looking at parts of ourselves that we think is unlovable, looking at parts of ourselves that we would never want anyone other to know. So if we can look at that part of ourselves, love it and embrace it, you're not going to make it go away. We have egos. We can't have egoectomies. But what we can do is we can bring light to it, bring attention to it, talk to it, love it.
That's right.
quiet it so we can let the voice of spirit come up and live through us.
Yeah, I do believe that. I think we're here to love ourselves unconditionally. We haven't for centuries, I think. And so a part of that is accepting and embracing all our flaws,
Yeah.
and it's not easy. I mean,
No.
older and, but if we can go within a center and get out of our ego, our left side of our brain, into more of the right side and the heart mind, then we are one with our higher self, our soul self, our divine self, whatever you want to call it, authentic self. When we start living from that place, then things fall into place and we feel more peaceful inside. And when we're at peace inside, our outer world changes. It changes. I mean, I've seen so many changes over the years, the past few years especially, because I feel more at peace within
internally myself. Inside. Yes, that connection. No one's going to love you more than you're going to love yourself, right? Yep. The best relationship you're ever going to have with anyone is the one with yourself. Truly, right? So once you can love yourself and accept yourself and be your own best friend, it's going to be easier for you to love and accept others for who they are. Truly.
That's so true. Yes.
So what helps us to align with our divine selves? What helps us? How can we?
All right. So, and a lot of these things sort of overlap. So the biggest thing is breath work, breathing, because it's belly breathing, it's Buddha breathing, it's inhaling in the your lungs and in the abdomen, and then exhaling. So that's really important. Meditating, going within. All our answers are within, and it helps us to remember who we truly are. So when we quiet our mind, that's helpful. So when I do the meditations, I've been doing meditations, I forgot, with you guys and at my house.
Carrie Lee. Yeah, I did them. Well, I used to do them at your house. We used to go to your house. We used to have the meditations. I remember your basement was the bomb. Yeah. So awesome.
Yeah, that was.
And then now you're doing them weekly for people, which I think is just amazing.
Yeah, I'm doing them every other week. I also, when I was working at the hospital doing Reiki, one of my dreams was I used to not only do Reiki with a patient, but I would take them on a journey, because it's hard to shut the mind off. And so I would do a passive relaxation, breathing, take them on a journey wherever they wanted to go. And then a patient said to me, hey, do you have this recorded? Because I would love to listen to this at night. And so I said, no, but I can do it on the phone, I guess. So I did it on the phone. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do video. So I have an amazing videographer, Jesse.
Nice.
He's a Blackstone Video Group. He's back east though. But we collaborated and made videos to help people, because it's hard to shut the mind off, to go in quietly. It's hard. So with the visuals, with his addition, it was amazing. Now, spirit comes through my voice, so healing energy comes through my voice. A lot of times when I'm doing the meditation, people will say, that didn't sound like you. And yeah, because it's kind of not. But I made these videos really for patients, and a goal of mine was, and it's still there, is I worked on a radiation floor mainly, but I would go up to the oncology floor and people were there receiving treatments, right? And they'd be watching, a show, drama stuff. And I always felt like, wow, here they are receiving whatever treatment. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have a video and to do a meditation to help integrate whatever treatment they're getting? And so that was my goal. But now I've found myself doing Zoom meditations because of this past year. And I love it, and whatever I can do to help bring the energy to people,
Right.
help them
Right.
help their minds, and yeah.
That's so awesome. So, how have you been guided by the universe, and what are some of the ways you are being guided?
So, well, I think like we talked about dreams. I've had dreams where they have, gosh, so many dreams that have guided me to Sedona. Other ones have confirmed like what I'm doing, and a source spoke to me and said, what you're doing is transmuting the victimhood of the divine feminine.
Ooh, nice. Wait, say that again. Transmuting the victimhood of the divine feminine. That is powerful.
I wrote it. I have a lot of things written down, but I've put out a few. But this one, we were driving up the yin yang symbol. Like it was the yin yang, but it was a dirt road. And basically God was driving. It was the night that Robin Williams killed himself, and I didn't know that. But in my dream, a woman had killed herself, and I found myself in a hotel. Anyway, long story, but in this part, it was driving up this yin yang symbol. Now, that's all about the balance of the masculine and feminine. When I looked through the window, I couldn't see God, but I felt masculine energy, and I had my head on his shoulder. And I looked through, and there was just a field. When I looked to the right, women and children were being persecuted. Oh, it was awful. And they were in 2 feet of water. Water is emotion. I could feel like needles going underneath it was awful. I mean, one part was, there was this young girl. I saw her. She had long red hair, and she was running, and half her hair was on fire. And I was, because I can't see pain, even a bug, I have a hard time. So it was an old car. I rolled down the window. I was screaming, put your head in the water, put your head in the water. And that's when God spoke to me and said, what you're doing is transmuting the victimhood of the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is rising, but it's not, burn your bra kind of.
Burn your bra.
Like in the 60s or 70s. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not that. It's more of a balance. It's allowing the masculine to really tap into their feminine side, like be able to express their emotions. They haven't been able to express their emotions, right? So it's the balance, and to get out of that victim mode, which we've all been in.
The blame game, the blaming of the men, blaming of the patriarchy, blaming of blame, point the finger. Right? Here it is. This is what I have to say about that. We may not have caused our traumas. We may not have caused our dramas. However, we are responsible for healing them. That's the bottom line.
That is beautiful. Did you come up with that?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, that's so true. But that's what it's all about. And I will tell you, I had an amazing, and I have a couple of people that were affected by it, and I wrote about this one too. But Padre Pio has been with me. And in the North End, there's a statue of him. Oh, I sounded like a Bostonian then. And he's a gold statue. I didn't know who he was. He's in the Peace Park on Hanover. And found out it was Padre Pio. I'm half Italian. And I was brought up Catholic, but I just didn't believe in the fear that was there. But anyway, the energy coming off the statue was unbelievable. So I would just stand there and like get this, like there was just this energy. And I think it was 2016 that we found out that his heart, when he died, he didn't decompose. So he's in Rome, if he's still there, in a glass case when he passed, and he he's still there. And anyway, his relic, his heart, was coming to Boston. And I said, this is really gross, but I gotta go. I have to go because it's Padre Pio. So we went in, a friend of mine, Colleen and I went in, and we got to the church. We heard that people had to wait a long time. We were right in there. The violet light coming in was amazing. And people were kissing the glass case. The friars had his heart in a glass case, and people were kissing it. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I put my hands up to it and just felt, I'm just like, okay, that was it. Well, the next day I was working with patients going, having Reiki. And the first patient I had, I didn't tell anyone because I'm in a medical facility. I don't tell anyone anything. Anyway, she had so much pain she had a mastectomy, and she had so much pain from lymphedema. And she goes, I'm in so much pain. I can't even lift my arm. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry, but get on the table. So I did my thing, and I was above her heart, and my hand was over her heart and above her head. And I knew, like, I can see things. I see, I hear, but mainly I felt something going on. I couldn't see it, but I felt it. And all of a sudden she screams and says, oh my God, there was a man in a brown robe, and he put his hand through my chest and pulled out the pain. Look. And she could move her arm.
Wow.
I was like, oh my God. So I have my Padre Pio here. I was like, is this him? And she goes, that's him. And I was like, I'm not gonna believe this. And then she left. The next patient comes in, didn't say anything. I was blown away though. And she, in the same position, she said to me, Nancy, I have to tell you something really weird. And I said, to me, nothing is weird.
Right.
And she said, there's a man in a brown robe standing next to you. And I just was like, are you kidding me? And it was Padre Pio. And when she got home, she was talking to, I think, her mom, and her mom had received Padre Pio pamphlet in the mail. So this is the kind of synchronicity that happens when you're in the flow of energy.
There you go. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Truly. That's just beautiful. So you also do photography. So that's one of the things I want to bring up too, which I find is so powerful, because photography for me was truly healing. On my journey when I was sick and suffering and getting well and trying to figure out how to make cannabis work for me, I got a camera, and I used to go sit in the woods with my cannabis and my camera and just be in nature, alone, quiet, silence. And I learned a new craft and started to literally take pictures of flowers and bugs. And then all of a sudden the dragonflies. So then the dragonflies and the spiders. So all of these spirit animals and insects, and really, really fascinating. So I love it that you actually do photography, and your photos are absolutely beautiful. And so how does your nature photography help with spiritual awakening? How does that help?
So I've always said, I believe to see. And I know in talking to a lot of people, they need to see to believe. And I don't know exactly when it happened, and I remember your photography because I was like, wow, and look at your camera. I was so impressed. That was before I really got into it. I was taking with my phone, and I had an amazing photographer, teacher, a friend that taught me before I went to Sedona, some things I'm still learning. He was so kind to show me, but I think one of the times it started with clouds, and I would see images in clouds. I saw this perfect Cupid in Maine. I look up and I'm like, oh my God, I took a picture, and not even, I think we were in walking marginal that way, and not even 2 minutes later, I see the same image in a statue. And I was like, whoa, as above, so below. Started happening over and over. I'd see a heart cloud. On the beach, I look down, and there's the same shape of the heart in sea glass. Or Now, when our dog, my son's dog, that sort of became mine when everyone went off to college, and he was
Oliver,
the love of my life. I love Oliver. He's still with me. People tell me, like when I go to workshops, they'll say, "Excuse me, do you have a big white dog?" And I go, "Yeah." "Well, he's sitting under your chair," and I'm like, "Yeah, Oliver."
oh.
He shows up as a white wolf in my dreams. But anyway, I got continuous dreams prior to his passing. I felt guilty leaving him. I had 3 jobs. I felt guilty leaving him. I wanted to be with him, to be honest with you, and not go off, to another job. And he knew that I needed to do my job, my work. So to make a long story short, I kept getting dreams of the cycle of life, the circle of life. It was like one animal eating another. And it was awful. And I'm like, why am I getting this? I don't get it. And then in meditation, I got, oh my God, he's going to pass. I had to go down to Florida to help my parents, and I had to put him in the kennel. And I had been there before. We had been there before. They were wonderful, but I didn't have another option. And I put him in the kennel. And when I went to Florida, the blue heron is one of my
animals.
Birds. Yep. And so I saw the blue heron and a crow together, and I went, And then I went out one morning, and a white egret, which is connected to the blue heron, was flying overhead. And I said, it was Oliver. I just knew fast. I went inside. My mother said, you need to call John, my son. And he said, Mom, sit down. And I said, it's Oliver. He said, yeah. It was horrible. So from there, though, I got on a plane and I picked angel cards, and it was thinking of you. A song comes up. It is a special song we have. And then a year later, not even a year later, same place in Florida, I went out on the beach, and I look up, and there he is in the clouds. And I took that picture, and that's on my Facebook page.
Yes, the picture's amazing. It's magnificent. So a picture of her dog and a picture of the dog coming forth in the clouds. Yeah, really, really beautiful.
Yeah. And so from there, it just opened up when I came to Sedona. The images in the red rocks, the faces, it just comes through. So how this helps, it just shows people that anything is possible. And we are in the time, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, right now, going into December 21st. We are in the time of unlimited possibilities. The veil is lifting. It's very thin. So if you're dreaming about your loved ones, they're coming through, they're visiting. This is the time of raising consciousness, freedom. It's unity consciousness, all of that. So
the significance of 12/12 to 12/21.
It's huge. So I'm not an astrologer, though I totally believe in it. But today was a gateway. We did a meditation. There's a woman here that's amazing, Sandra Walters, and up on Cathedral. Today was the revelation wave. Gateways were opening. The energy was unbelievable. Monday is the solar eclipse. Now, November 30th was the lunar eclipse. In those 2 weeks, it's a time of revealing the subconscious and bringing it up. This past year for everyone has been so intense. I don't even have to say that, but we're clearing old programs, old patterns, corruption. We're clearing all the darkness within us, miscreations within us and the collective. So this is the time, and we're shifting into the golden age of Aquarius. And never before, 800 years, I guess, they're talking about the conjunction on the 21st. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, I've been spiritually awakening for 30 years. Now, some people might do it instantly. And others have been just slowly, when we're having ascension symptoms, there's a lot of happening. We're feeling pressure. You're feeling like you don't want to hang out with anyone that's kind of negative. You don't want to
No.
go down the negative talk, memory loss, feeling aches and pains that you never had before. All this stuff is clearing. We're changing our composition of our bodies from carbon-based to crystalline. And so as we spoke about, our ascension is in our bodies. So we have to raise our frequency, our light bodies. So doing all these kind of things help do that. So that's what's happening right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what is the spiritual or great awakening that is happening? So we just talked about that. And I think what's really important too is that we provide people with a tool. So you have put together a meditation for us, which I would love our viewers to experience.
Okay. So this meditation is really to, if I can say a couple of things. One,
absolutely.
Come to center, breathe. Okay, so coming to center, like almost imagine yourself in a column of light, or just come to center, breathe. So breath work is so important. Grounding, rooting yourself, like you spoke about at the beginning. Imagine roots at the base of your spine, your root chakra. If you want to learn about your chakras, your energy field, we have energy flowing in, through, and around us. So rooting to the earth, okay? But the sun, there is amazing energy coming through our sun from the great central sun and beyond, but we'll start there. So there's energy. Now to get the light codes and the activations to raise our consciousness, to raise our light body, sunrise and sunsets are the best. Okay. And just a few minutes, get out in nature. Being out in nature is huge, So this meditation is 5 minutes, and it's really about just bringing that energy in through our being. Now, do we have to be out in the sun to receive this? No, it's our intention. So when we intend something to happen, it happens. So that's why they say, be careful what you think. Be careful of your thoughts. Cancel your thoughts and change it, replace it, because it's instant. It goes right out. It's manifestation. It goes right out. So we really have to change our thoughts. So keep them as positive as we can. So I'm going to have, it's a 5-minute meditation. I'm going to start the music. And here we go. And tell me if the music is, can you hear the music? I talk over it, so.
Yep, it's good.
Okay. All right, so here we go. So, but early this evening, I set an intention for all of us to be in a safe, sacred, loving space. Find a comfortable position, either sitting in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, your back straight, or lying down. Uncross your legs and arms, allowing the energy to flow freely and clearly up and down your spine, in, through, and around you. Gently close your eyes. Know that you're being enveloped in beautiful, healing energy. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs and abdomen, and exhale slowly. Take another deep breath in, filling your lungs and abdomen, and exhale slowly. Breathing in peace, love, healing, and breathing out, you're letting go of whatever doesn't serve you back to the light. As you continue to naturally breathe, with each breath you take, you're breathing in Divine Source. Relax all your muscles in your body and let go of anything from the day today. You're here and now. Imagine coming to center, dropping down from your mind into your heart chakra, your heart center. Next, bring your awareness to the base of your spine, gently opening your root chakra. Imagine roots flowing like a tree from your root chakra down your legs, through your feet, down through your Earth Star chakra below your feet, all the way down into the heart of Mother Earth or Gaia, anchoring you to the crystalline magnificence of Mother Earth. Next, shift your awareness to the top of your head, and with intention of gently opening your crown chakra, visualizing 1,000-petaled lotus. As you intend this, sense, feel, and imagine beautiful solar liquid light flowing down through our sun from the Divine Source into your crown chakra and filling your entire being, radiating your light body with warm solar light liquid. This light is filled with divine love, peace, joy, prosperity, and unity consciousness. Golden liquid light flows all the way down your body into the heart of Mother Earth and spreads out, joining with Mother Earth's crystalline energy, which is a deep-rooted crystalline energy embodying high-frequency energy, flowing back up now through, all the way up through your crown, returning to Divine Source. You're now in a column of pure divine light. Feel the light in every cell of your being. Relax in this divine light for a moment. Bathing in this column of light assists in aligning you more fully with your highest self, raising your consciousness, activating your DNA and ascension light codes, connecting you to your inner wisdom and your soul's life purpose. Breathe and exhale. Breathe and exhale. Trust the sacred light will continue to flow in, through, and around you. Slowly close your root and crown chakras for now, and remember, you may open them and connect with this soulful energy anytime you choose. It's now time to return, taking a deep breath in, filling your lungs and abdomen, and exhale slowly. And another deep breath in, and let it out slowly, coming fully back to your physical body, gently opening your eyes, wiggling toes and fingers back to the here and now.
No, I got to tell you, I liked being out there.
You go way out. You totally go way out like that too.
Man, I gotta tell you, it's really fascinating. Once you start to learn these tools, I gotta tell you, this is a funny story. So I was out. I had a doctor's appointment, and then I went out to get a smoothie. There was a line, and everyone was social distancing, and there was a little area for me to sit. So I sat. And I decided to close my eyes to meditate. All of a sudden, they call my name, and I'm like, where am I? Where am I? I was like, oh,
Wow.
right out of my body, came right back in. I was like, oh, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yes, but when we're in those kind of, positions, or to have some tools to use is so important. And just meditating for a few minutes, and
just helps so much.
Yeah, it helps. And the best meditation really is when you see, like, Buddha, when he's sitting cross-legged, and when he has the mudra, it closes the circuit. To go within at that time, that's where you really are one with your.
Yeah,
that's a great way to meditate too. Yeah.
Yes, this was absolutely wonderful. I am so grateful for all the work that you've done. I'm so glad. It's just so much fun how we've come back full circle. And it's really even more fun that we're both nurses, and we're both we've eliminated the box that says we must think outside the box.
Yes.
And we're truly bringing our hope and inspiration for growth and healing through our experiences of what we've experienced. And then, the marrying of science to spirituality. That's what it is. That's what we're doing.
It absolutely. And just two things, this new energy that's coming, there's new technology coming. Have you heard of the med bed? Look it up.
The med bed.
The med bed.
Let me put it in here, med bed.
It's been held back. There's been a lot of technology that has been held back from us. So this is going to come out with other new technologies. But I want to say thank you, because I've referred, I think, a few people to you, and you've helped them so much with alternative, CBD and, cannabis, and, you've helped them so much with for whatever they've been going through. So I'm very grateful for you and for that, and how you're helping so many. So
thanks. Well, this is the part that's so cool too about this work, is that every single thing that we tell a patient to do or not do affects their endocannabinoid system. So I'm truly here to usher in hope and inspiration for growth and healing, and to teach all of those tools, bring people on to teach their gifts, their mission, their vision, their passion, and how it all relates to the endocannabinoid system. So the work that you're doing truly does. It works on the mental, emotional, spiritual components of people, and then that filters right down into their physical body. So it's truly an amazing tool. So I am forever grateful. So grateful. I vow to the light on you, Miss Nancy.
Same here. Namaste, my friend.
Namaste. And it's just your website.
You gotta come.
What was that?
Come to Sedona.
I am going to come to Sedona, which is interesting, is that you're in Sedona. My friend Holly, if you're out there, hey Holly, and Chris also.
Are they still here? Yes, because I've met them before. I just don't know where they are.
I got to tell you, I met Holly through you. This is a funny story. So when I first started working with you, you took me to some group. There was some group here in Massachusetts. I know what it was. Ronnie Schaefer.
Oh, it was Ronnie Schaefer. I thought it was James Twyman at the, no. Okay, Ronnie Schaefer.
So we went to her house. She would do like these meditations. She'd have like 25 women laying on the floor of her house, and we would be meditating.
Yeah.
And so from there, I met Holly. Holly introduced me to Eric Pearl and Reconnective Healing.
Oh, right. Yes.
Through that, I met Chris. It was just, I met Sally. So we got Sally, Holly, Chris. Everyone's in Sedona. I'm heading out to Sedona. That's the bottom.
Absolutely. I mean, it is. It's amazing.
Yeah. So it's just really weird how the whole divine orchestration of the universe, and how, all of these different people that we've been introduced to and experienced in our lives, were coming back for a greater mission, vision, and purpose to truly help humanity step it up. It's time to step up your game. Pull your bootstraps up, everyone. You guys can do this.
That's right. Divine timing, right?
Divine timing. So anyway, so I just want to make sure too, it's www.iamwellbeing.net, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
All right, cool. Awesome. Nancy, it's been a true pleasure.
Thank you so much, Sherry.
And remember, everyone, what it is all about. It is truly about living your best life, helping others do the same.
Wonderful.